Good morning, everyone. Shall we start our class? So the last class we discussed Active Directory, second class, and we discussed logical structure of Active Directory. And the last class we discussed how to create the domain. In domain, how to create the DC, how to create the ADC, that is our backup server, to avoid the load balancing problem and to avoid failure problem here. And we seen how to create the tree structure. In the tree we have number of domains, and the new domains are working under existing domain, and the new domains are subdomains are following the name of parent server, like zoom.com, mcsc.zoom.com, mcts.mcsc.zoom.com. This is called what here? Tree structure. Then we see in the last class forest also. In the forest we have number of domains, number of trees, but the new domain trees are not following the name of parent server, is working under the parent server here. Example, we have a domain zoom.com. Under that we created one domain soft.com. We created one more domain ss.soft.com. So this complete structure is called what here? Forest here. So all of you done the practical? Any question, any doubt regarding the last class? No? So today we have a Active Directory third class, and today our topic is roles of Active Directory. So write down the heading. Today our topic is Active Directory third class, and topic is roles of Active Directory. Okay, so the last class we have seen how to configure the domain model to do easy and centralized management. So to configure domain model, we require one system as a server, and we have to configure the rest of the machine as a clients. So system 1 is my DC's primary server. We have read and writable database, right? And whenever we create the user account in server, so these users can log into the client machines or not here. But this is called single domain. But the experts are saying, sir, in this domain we have only one server, there is a primary server. In future, if the primary server is failed, down, crash, so then no one can log into the client machines. Okay, so to avoid this problem, we require one backup server. If we have primary server, we can plan for backup server. So I'm planning for backup server here. So I want to make this system 2 is backup server ADC. So to configure this machine as a ADC, the last class we seen, we have some requirement here. We require Active Directory service, we require DNS service, and when I'm making ADC is asking the domain name, so we are giving the domain name is a zoom.com. ADC is a backup server. ADC also is having read and writable database. So if I create one account, but we need IP address also. So on ADC the IP address is same, sorry, IP address and the preferred DNS address should be same there, and alternate DNS address is your primary server IP address, that is 10.0.0.1. On the client machine also we have to give alternate DNS address is our backup server IP. Preferred DNS address is our primary server IP. Alternate is our backup. So if I create one account in DC, that account will replicate to my ADC. If I create one account in ADC, if I do anything in Active Directory of ADC, that will replicate to my DC. And whenever my users are logging from the client machine, the request will go to DC. If the DC is not giving authentication, the request will go to ADC. ADC we have a same account with the same name, same password, with same property. ADC will give authentication, then user can log in. So here we are avoiding two problems, load balancing and failure. So estimate in future, suddenly my ADC, suddenly my system 2 ADC is down, right? So by the help of DC, can I run my network for a long time? If my ADC is down, system 2 ADC is down, crashed, right? Can I run my network by the help of DC? Yes, for a long time, no problem there, right? Now in future, can I take one new computer? Can I configure one new ADC? Yes, we can configure. We have option there. Okay, but assume after some time, suddenly my DC is not working. Suddenly my DC is not working. So by the help of ADC, ADC is a slave server, right? By the help of ADC, can I run my network or not here? Yes. So all the clients is getting authentication from ADC. ADC is giving authentication to the client machine. Then user can log into the client machine, right? But the question is what here? The experts are saying by the help of DC, right? I can run my network for a long time. But if the DC is down this time and ADC is there, by the help of ADC I'm running my network. So without DC, ADC will not work for a long time, because ADC is a slave server. DC is your master server. So ADC will give authentication, accounts are available. But after some time, if you leave like this, not immediately, maybe 1 month or 2 months, after some time, slowly, your performance will decrease, right? And after some time, your machine ADC will be down for you, right? So first of all, which machine is down? DC is down. And after some time, which machine is down? ADC is down. So your entire network is down or not here? Okay, if the DC is down, right, I have a ADC. By the help of ADC, I am running my network. But by using this ADC, can I create one new DC? No, option is not available. Or if you create also, firstly, first of all, we cannot create. If you create also, the DC will not work for this ADC, and this ADC will not work for my new DC there. Okay, this is a problem here. So we are facing the problem between the servers now, right? So suddenly my DC is down. I am running my network by the help of ADC, right? But without DC, ADC will not run for long time. We cannot run. And after some time, if I leave like this, slowly ADC will down. So first of all, DC is down. Now ADC is down. Your entire network is down. Again, we have to rebuild the network. Again, we have to rebuild the network. So because in the real time, we cannot give 100% guarantee 365 days, 24/7, our servers are going to run properly, because sometime maybe operating system problem, maybe hardware problem, maybe hard disk problem, if the machine is failed, down, crashed, right? So then we have to troubleshoot. So how to troubleshoot this problem here? If I leave like this, my DC is down. After some time, ADC is down here. If I leave like this, right, slowly my ADC will down, and the performance will decrease, and ADC will not work. So again, we have to rebuild the network. Is going to take a lot of time there. Okay. So the Microsoft has given two options to you to troubleshoot this problem. The first option we have to troubleshoot between the servers problem. The first option we have, that is called transfer of roles. You can take the help of transfer roles and you can troubleshoot the problem. If this is not best, you can go for the second option you have, that is cease of roles. So first option we have transfer of roles, second option we have cease of roles. So by the help of these two options, we can troubleshoot the problem between the servers, between DC and ADC. If you have a problem, we can troubleshoot. One is transfer of roles, one is a cease of roles. So when we have to go for transfer of roles, when we have to go for cease of roles here, we'll take one example here. Now in this scenario, in this example, assume the system 1 is my DC, is my primary server. And the system 2 is my ADC, is a backup server. So now tell me, between DC and ADC, who is the master server here? DC. Example, in your organization, there are two persons are there. One is your CEO and one is your manager. So who is having all the roles and powers? CEO. The same thing between DC and ADC. DC is a master. So DC is having all the roles and all the powers here. Okay. So assume it in future, suddenly my system 2 ADC is down, crashed. Right? Can I run my network by the help of DC? Yes, for a long time. And by using this DC, can I make one new ADC? Yes, you can take one new computer, you can make one new ADC. But this time my DC ADC is there, but I am facing the problem in the DC. I am facing the problem in DC. The performance of my DC is very slow here. Right? The performance of the DC is decreased here. Example, when I am on the machine, it's taking 1 hour time to on. When I am trying to open some consoles, some services, installation, it's taking long time. Maybe problem is what? Hardware. This machine is very old machine. The hardware is not supporting here. One, maybe some operating system files are corrupted. When I'm on, it's saying that this file is corrupted, this file is corrupted, and when I'm trying to repair, is not repairable there. Okay, right? And or maybe my boss is saying, sir, remove this old machine, system 1 DC, remove this old hardware machine. We'll take one new hardware server. We'll take one new high-end configuration hardware server here. So what I want, between DC and ADC, both the servers are running here, but I am facing the problem in my DC. Maybe hardware problem, maybe your operating system, maybe Active Directory, or maybe I want to change this machine, but still the DC is running, but performance is very decreased here. So here, so I want to down the DC manually. I want to down the DC, right? So what the Microsoft is saying, if you shut down the DC, if you down the DC, right, by the help of ADC you can run your network. But when you're planning, when you're making new DC, the new DC will not work for your existing ADC, and this ADC will not work for your new DC. So we are facing this problem here. So how to troubleshoot? Right now my DC, ADC both are running here, but manually to troubleshoot, maybe hardware, maybe hard disk, maybe operating system, maybe services, I want to troubleshoot the problem. So for troubleshooting, manually as an administrator, I want to down the DC. So what the experts are saying, before downing the DC, you have to do one thing. You have to take the help of this option, that is a transfer of roles. By the help of transfer of roles, transfer all the roles from DC to ADC. transfer all the rows from DC to ADC, right? So I want to troubleshoot the problem between the in DC, maybe hardware, maybe operating system. I want to down the DC. Before downing the DC, I have to transfer all the rows from system 1 DC to system 2 ADC. So once you transfer all the rows from system 1 DC to ADC, once you transfer, and remember here, always transfer of roles, we have to perform from primary server to backup server, DC to ADC. So once you transfer all the rows from DC to ADC, now your ADC will act as a DC, that is a primary server, and your system 1 DC now will act as a ADC, that is a backup server, right? So once you transfer the rows from system 1 to system 2, so now the system 2 is acting as a DC and system 1 is acting as a ADC. So now tell me, after transferring our roles, which machine is DC now? System 2 is a DC and system 1 is a ADC. So can you shut down the ADC machine? Yes, I want to shut down this ADC machine, right? So change the hard disk or change the operating system or change the new machine, right? So my boss is saying that please purchase the new machine. We'll place the new machine. But in new machine we require OS and we have to install Active Directory. Now tell me, when I'm installing Active Directory service in the new machine in place of system 1, I have to promote the Active Directory or not here? When I'm promoting, I have to make what? DC or ADC? ADC, because already my system 2 is what? DC. I cannot make one more DC by same name here, so I have to make one ADC there, right? So make ADC. So now tell me here, now your problem, system 1 problem has solved here, right? And the system 1 is new ADC and system 2 is your DC. Can I keep like this? Can I run my network or not here? Yes. So now tell me, any logon interruptions is there? No, still the user can log in from the client machines, still the user can access the services, still the user can access the resources and data there, right? So I'm running the network like this. So by the help of transfer of rows, I troubleshoot the problem between the servers in the system 1, whatever the problem is, the DC. I have troubleshoot the problem here, right? Now the system 1 is a new machine, is a ADC, system 2 is your DC. But after some time your boss is coming, saying said the system 1 is a new hardware machine, right? Make that machine as a DC. Make this machine as a DC. So can I make system 1 is a ADC now? Can I make DC? Yes. So now go to the system 2 and system 2 is your DC. Transfer the rows from DC to ADC. So from system 2 to system 1. So once you transfer the rows from system 2 to system 1, so again your system 1 is acting as a DC, again your system 2 acting as a ADC. So without downing my network, without rebuilding the network, without stopping the logon services, without stopping the resources, I troubleshoot the problem between the servers. And really in the real time, when you're working as an administrator, every organization administrator is facing the problem, because we cannot give the 100% guarantee 365 days 24/7 my servers without any problem is going to run properly there. Maybe sometime operating system, maybe services, maybe hard disk, maybe hardware problem is there. So this problem we can troubleshoot by the help of transfer of roles. But remember here, when we have to go for transfer roles, when DC, ADC both are working and we are facing the problem in DC, and to troubleshoot that problem, maybe maintenance, maybe operating system, maybe services, to troubleshoot that problem, manually we want to down the DC. Manually we want to down the DC. Before downing the DC, we are transferring the roles from system 1 DC to system 2 ADC. So once you transfer the roles, system 2 is acting as a DC and system 1 is acting as a ADC, then we can down the ADC, we can troubleshoot the problem here. Okay, so this you have to remember. Now come to the second option, second example, that is cease of roles. So when we have to go for cease of roles here. Now this time the system 1 is my DC, is my primary server, and the system 2 is my ADC, is a backup server. Okay, so now here we have system 1 is DC and system 2 is my ADC, is a backup server, and suddenly one day I am finding my system 1 DC is totally crashed, is down. Which machine is down? DC, system 1 primary server is down. So now tell me, I have a ADC. By the help of ADC, can I run my network or not here? All the users are taking authentication from ADC. ADC is allowing the user to log in from the client machine, then user can access here, right? But right now my DC is totally down, crashed. There is no chance to on here, right? So I'm running my network by the help of ADC. But tell me, can I run my network by the help of ADC only for a long time? No, right? We cannot run here, right? Maybe after some time, maybe after 1 month or 2 months, slowly your ADC performance will decrease and ADC will down. So first of all, which machine is down? DC is down. If I leave like this, ADC also will down after some time. Then my total network is down. Again, we have to go for rebuild the network or not here? Redesign. So how to troubleshoot this problem? This time, can we transfer the roles? No. Why? Because DC is down. We cannot go for transfer of roles here. If the DC is working, we can transfer the roles from system 1 to system 2, then system 2 will act as a DC there. But here there is no chance to transfer the roles. So then microservice is saying, do one thing, you have this option, that is option is called cease of roles. Here cease means we are not seizing something from other machine. Here cease means enabling the features. Enabling the features. That is called cease here. Okay. So what the microservice is saying, take the help of this cease of roles option, and by the help of this roles, by the help of cease of roles, forcefully convert this machine ADC to DC. Right. So if you see suddenly your DC primary server system 1 is suddenly down, crash, there is no chance to transfer the roles here. So then forcefully what we can do, we can convert ADC to DC by using cease of roles here. So here the microservice is saying here cease of roles, some commands are there here. When I'm coming to the practical, I will show you. Right. By using these commands, we can forcefully convert this machine system 2 to ADC to DC there. Right. But remember here, when I'm running this command, cease of roles command, this machine now currently is ADC, and ADC is having information of DC. Right. So when I'm running this command, it will take some time, nearly 90 seconds. Each command will take how much time? 90 seconds. Right. In 90 seconds, what this computer is doing, right now this machine is ADC. ADC is having information of DC. So this, when I'm running this command, the ADC is requesting to DC, sending one message to DC, sir, are you alive there or not? If the DC is saying yes, I am there, so this command will not work, it will not execute, it will fail, and this machine will not convert to ADC to DC. But within 90 seconds, if my DC is not responding, if the DC is not giving answer, so then this machine will say, okay, DC is down, and my admin is forcing to convert this ADC to DC, then this command will work, and this machine will convert to ADC to DC here. Right. So if the DC is down, crash, by the help of cease of roles commands, we can make ADC to DC. So once I convert this machine system 2 to DC, so now tell me, can I take one new computer, can I configure one new ADC? Yes. So the microservice is saying between the servers, if you are facing the problem, maybe hardware, maybe operating system, or maybe it's down, we have two options, cease of roles, and one option is transfer roles. So when we have to go for cease of roles, when totally DC is down, crash, there is no chance to on. Right. I want to convert this forcefully ADC to DC, then we have to take the help of cease of roles commands. Okay. Then when we have to go for transfer of roles, when DC, ADC both are working, but we are facing the problem in the DC, right, and we want to troubleshoot that problem. So we are, before downing the DC, we are transferring the roles from system 1 DC to system 2 ADC, and ADC will act as a DC and DC will act as a ADC. Then we can troubleshoot the problem of the system 1 there. Okay. So remember here, whenever you go to the interview, whenever you are writing MCSC exam, 412 exam is asking this question, right? It's giving one example, sir, is giving one scenario, sir, we have our servers and we are facing the problem here in the servers. So which option is best to troubleshoot the problem? Maybe transfer of roles or maybe a cease of roles, right? So you have to give the answer. Okay. So we have two options. Please write down this one. One is transfer of roles, and the second option is what here? Cease of roles. But remember this example, when we have to go for cease of roles, when we have to go for transfer of roles here. Okay. And today practical is very simple, very easy, hardly within 15 minutes you can complete your practical. We have some commands, easily we can type this command, we can make DC to ADC and ADC to DC, right? But what we are doing, by using transfer of roles, by using cease of roles, we are making DC to ADC and ADC to DC. But what we are using roles. We are using what here? Roles. And see here, we are not talking about 2012 operating system roles here, right? If anyone is saying, sir, 2012 operating system roles means services here. So you have to say, sir, Active Directory, DNS, DHCP, web service, these are the operating system roles. But here we are talking about Active Directory role. Active Directory also is running by the help of roles. Active Directory is a service to make servers, but this service also is depend on some roles, some services, right? By the help of these services, by the help of these roles, this Active Directory is running here, right? So by the help of roles, we are making DC to ADC and ADC to DC. But here, that is very important for us. We have to know what are the roles we have in Active Directory, how many roles we have, what are the names of these roles. That is very, very important for us, right? So today we are discussing Active Directory roles here. Okay. So please write down. In Active Directory, there are total In Active Directory there are total 6 roles. So your Active Directory has designed by the help of these 6 roles, and Active Directory is running by the help of this 6 roles. In Active Directory there are total 6 roles. Okay, but today we not require 6 roles for our session. For today's session we require only 5 roles here. But remember, here every role is having their own name. Every role is having their own name, and own job also is available, right? For every role is having their own job. Now the first 5 roles, the Microsoft is saying the first 5 roles Microsoft has joined is given one common name, and that common name is called FSMO here, right? But remember, here we have to understand what are the names of these roles, what is the function of these roles, what is the job of these roles. Then we can go for the labs here. Okay, and between DC and ADC, now tell me which machine is the master server here? DC. So all these roles are available in DC here, right? So you can see here the Microsoft is saying every role is having their own job, own operation, and all these roles are available in master server. And the names are, remember these names here and try to understand here. The first role name is naming master, next one is schema master, next one is RID master here. Okay, and the next role is called PDC emulator. PDC emulator. Emulator means acting here. But remember, here when you're transferring this role, especially which role? PDC. So we have to type only transfer PDC, and after that don't type anything. When you're seizing this role, you have to type seize PDC. But when you're transferring or seizing the naming master role, so what we have to type? Transfer naming master or seize naming master you have to type. But this role, especially PDC, right? After PDC, don't type anything there. Just we have to type only PDC when you're transferring or seizing it. Now next role is called infrastructure master, and the last one is called global catalog. So total how many roles we have? 6 roles, right? Now first 5 roles, naming master to infrastructure master, Microsoft has joined, is given one common name, that is called FSMO. FSMO stands flexible single master operation. And the last role, global catalog, is called multi-master operation role. And today we are not discussing what is global catalog role, why it is called multi-master. We'll discuss later. We have a session for this one. Okay, so today we are completing till infrastructure master. Please copy this page. Is done, finish, all of you. Now, so in Active Directory we have how many roles here total? 6 roles. Names are naming master, schema, RID master, PDC emulator, infrastructure master, global catalog. So the first 5 roles are called FSM roles, flexible single master operation role. So here the name is written single master operation role. So between DC and ADC, who is the master server here? DC. So all the roles are available in DC. So that's why the Microsoft is using the name here, single master operation role. And the word is using flexible. So easily we can transfer this role from system 1 to system 2 and system 2 to system 1 to make DC to ADC and ADC to DC. So that's why the name has given flexible single master operation role here. But every role is having their own job here. So first we'll start with the naming master here. What is the job of naming master here in our domain, in our network here? Now in our forest, we have a multiple domains. So example, I'm creating the first domain. I'm making the system 1 is the first domain by the help of Active Directory service, by the help of DNS service. That is my DC, that is my primary server here. Okay. But when I'm making DC, we require unique new domain name or not, right? So I'm deciding the domain name is zoom.com. But first this name has to be confirmed or not here. So who will check these names? These names are checked by naming master. These names are checked by naming master. So the job of the naming master is what? Checks and maintains the uniqueness of your domain name in whole forest. In your forest, when you are adding the new domain, when you're creating the first domain or when you're creating the subdomains, is checking the names here. So under zoom.com, I want to create one more subdomain here. I want to create child domain here. So when I'm making the child domain controller, I need Active Directory service, I need DNS service. But to each and every domain, we require unique name or not here. So can I create one more domain by the name of zoom.com? No, it will not allow. One more DC, one more primary server by the name of zoom.com will not allow. But I want to create the child domain, so I'm giving the child domain name is mcsc.zoom.com. So this name will accept it? Yes, because MCSC is a first unique name there. Now under this domain, I want to create one more subdomain here by the help of Active Directory service, by the help of DNS service. I am deciding the domain name is MCTS. Complete name is mcts.mcsc.zoom.com, right? So you can see here how many domains we have now. 3 domains. Every domain is having unique domain name or not here. And these names are checked by naming master. But this is called tree structure. I want to complete the forest also. So in my forest, I am adding the new subtree domains by the help of Active Directory service, by the help of DNS service, and I'm giving the domain name is zoom.com. So not only it will allow to me, no, it will say, sir, in this forest already this name is used. This name is existing, we cannot use it. Okay. So it will say, sir, you're not having permission to create this one. This name is already existed. Okay, I want to create a new domain under this forest by the name of mcsc.com. So now tell me, it will allow to me. Under zoom.com, I want to create one new domain, new subdomain by the name of mcsc.com. Yes? Answer is no is correct here. Why? Because you can see under zoom.com, already one domain is working by the name of MCSC. First check the first name. Don't see the parent name first. First check the first name. What is the first name here? MCSC. Under zoom already we have one domain MCSC. Now under zoom I am creating one more domain by the name of MCSC. So it will allow to me? No. So the naming master will say, sorry sir, right? You cannot create one more domain by the name of MCSC because this name is already used here. This is the existing name here. Okay. But under zoom.com, can I create one new domain by the name of soft.com? Yes, it will allow to me. This is called NDF domain. And it will say that this name is accepted, is a new unique name there. Now under soft.com, I want to add one more subdomain here by the help of Active Directory service, by the help of DNS service, and the domain name I am giving SS. Now tell me it will accept or not? Yes, it's a new name in this forest and complete name is ss.soft.com. So all these names are checked by naming master. So now tell me, this is a single forest or multiple forest here? This is a single forest. Who is the forest root domain here? Zoom.com is called forest root domain controller, right? And in this forest, not only how many trees are there? 2 trees. How many domains are there? 5 domains. One is Zoom, one is MCSC, one is MCTS, one is soft.com, one is ss.soft.com. But every domain we require unique name or not here. So these names are checked by naming master. So the naming master job is what? Checks and maintains the uniqueness of your domain name in whole forest here. 1, right? And second job of the naming master is what? Whenever you're adding or removing or renaming the domain in the forest, so this information has to be updated to existing domain, and this information also has to update to your forest root domain control. Example, under MCSC, I am creating one more domain, MCTS. So MCTS information is available in MCSC, and MCSC information also is available in zoom.com, because zoom is the forest root domain. And who is updating this information? Naming master here, right? Like under soft.com, I created one domain by the name of SS. So SS information is available in soft.com domain, and SS and soft.com domain information is available in zoom.com. And who is updating this information? Naming master. So naming master job is what? Whenever you add any new domain in the forest or remove, so this information will update to existing domain. This information also will update to forest root domain control. Example, under ss.soft.com, I want to add one more subdomain here, and the new subdomain name I am giving CC. It will accept? Yes. This name is a unique, and complete name is cc.ss.soft.com, right? So this information now, CC domain information is available in SS domain, and CC and SS domain information is available in soft.com, and CC and SS and soft.com domain information is available in zoom.com. So who is updating this information? Your naming master, right? Now in future, my boss is coming saying, sir, we don't want this CC domain, remove it. Can we remove the CC domain? Yes. So when I'm removing this CC domain, right, so this information will update to my SS domain, then soft.com, then zoom.com, right? So this information is updated by your naming master here. So that's why the Microsoft is saying the naming master is doing two jobs here. The first job is what? Checks and maintain the uniqueness of your domain name in whole forest. This is the first job. Second job is what? It is responsible for adding, removing or renaming the domain in the whole forest. Example, I have a DC, that is my zoom.com, and we have a naming master role here is working. Now I'm adding one new domain. So this new domain information should work on, this new domain information will update to my zoom.com domain to my DC by the help of naming master role, right? So please copy this page. If you're not getting any point anywhere, you can ask the questions. Once again, I will repeat for you. But this is very, very important session. You have to remember what is transfer of roles, what is cease of roles, and what are the roles, what is the name of these roles, and what is the job of the roles, because your complete Active Directory is depend on this roles here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All the names, maybe a client, member server, you creating users. Like already I created one user by the name of U1 in zoom.com. Under zoom.com domain, can I create one more user by the name of U1? No. So naming master will say this name is already existed. Like I have created already OU by the name of sales under zoom.com. Can I create one more OU by the name of sales? No, it will say this name is already existed. In the diagram, you can remove it and you can say it is not working, but actually we are using diagram to connect, but we are using switch in the real time. If you remove soft.com, there is no problem. Still ss.soft.com information is available in zoom.com, because we are connecting by cables, we are connecting by switch. We are not connecting zoom to soft, soft to ss like that. In the diagram I have given the structure like that. Let's copy fast. It's finished, all of you. Now come to the next role. What is the next role we have? The next role we have schema master. Now try to understand, this is very important here. The schema master, the Microsoft is saying your complete Active Directory structure. Your complete Active Directory structure is designed by the help of schema master role here. So I'm saying Active Directory is a service. By the help of we can configure the server, but Active Directory service is designed by the help of schema, right? Now the microservice saying the schema master role contain rules, definitions and methods, whatever the objects we are adding in Active Directory database, right? The schema master contain what here? Rules, definitions, method, whatever the objects we are storing in Active Directory. And the schema master, by the help of schema master role, the complete Active Directory structure has designed. Now we already know how to configure the DC. To configure DC, first what we require? A machine with operating system. We require IP address and preference address should be same. Now to make DC, to make ADC, to make child domain, we have to promote the Active Directory service or not here? Because once you install Active Directory service, right, automatically this machine will not become DC, this machine will not become ADC. We have to promote, we have to go to flag, we have to click on promote this server to domain controller. So once you click promote this server to domain controller, we are following some method, we are following some rules, and these rules, this method and these slides, these options are designed by the help of schema master. Once you click promote this server to domain controller, one new page will open or not here? So these pages are designed by the help of schema master. In that first page you have three options. First option is what? Add a domain controller to existing domain, right? Second option, add a new domain to existing forest. Third option is what? Add a new forest. Now tell me, when you're making new DC, which option will select? Add a new forest. In the down is asking root domain name, give it. So these options, these slides are designed by the help of schema. Once you click next, next page is asking forest function level, domain function level. We can change. Is asking password and confirm passwords, right? So we know this method. So all these small tabs, these small options are designed by the help of schema. When I'm making backup server, we are selecting the first option, add a domain controller to existing domain. When I'm making child domain, I'm selecting the second option, add a new domain to existing forest here, right? And in that we are selecting domain type is what here? Child domain. When I'm making the NDF domain, soft.com, we are selecting add a new domain to existing forest. In that we are selecting what? Tree domain there, right? So these slides, these options are designed by the help of schema. Like this, when I'm making client machine, right, we are following some method and rules, and that also is designed by the help of schema. When I'm creating OU, when I'm deleting the OU, we are following some method and rules that is designed by the help of schema here, right? When you're giving the permissions, right, to users by Active Directory is designed by the help of schema. When you're giving the password policy changing, allow login locally, password restrictions, right, these options are designed by the help of schema. When I'm creating some user accounts, we are following some method and rules. This method and rules are designed by the help of schema. So that's why the microservicing, your complete Active Directory structure is designed by the help of schema. And whatever the methods and rules we are following to store the database, to store the objects in Active Directory, we are following by the help of schema master. So example, right now this is my DC, right? I want to create the user accounts. So already we know how to create the accounts. So this is my DC. I have to go to server manager console. I have to go to the tools. We have to take the help of these consoles. Now tell me, there are so many consoles are there. So which console I have to take to create, delete and manage the accounts? ADC. Can I take the help of Active Directory domain and trust console to create, to delete, to manage the user accounts? No. By the help of Active Directory domain and trust, we can collect the domain names information, but we cannot manage the users. So these consoles are designed by the help of schema master here, right? Now to create the user accounts, I have to open the ADUC console, and once you open the ADUC console here, we have so many containers and we can create the user accounts here. We have so many containers here, right? To manage the user accounts, we have users container. We can right click on users container. Now tell me, once I right click on users container, are you finding so many options here? All these options are designed by the help of your schema master. So to create the account, we have to go to new. In new, there are so many options are there. These options are designed by the help of schema. If I go to the users, if I go to the user, one new page will open. Now tell me, in this page, there are so many options are there. These options are designed by the help of schema. Now I want to create one user account here by the name of U1, and the login name I'm giving same U1. Click next. So now tell me, if your password policy is not disabled, can you create the user account without passwords? No, it will not allow. And these options are designed by the help of your schema. And these options like user must change the password next logon, all these options are designed by the help of your schema there. So you can uncheck this one, click next and click on finish. One user account is created. So like this, can in future the user one is saying, sir, I forget my password, can we reset the password? Yes. So right click on user account, and there are so many options are there, right? And we have reset password. These options are designed by the help of schema. We can go to the reset password, give the new password and click on okay, password is changed, right? If one day the user is coming, is saying, sir, my account is logged by wrong password typing, or I want roaming profile, or I want home folder. Can we set or not here? Yes. So we have to right click on user account. We have to go to the properties. Once you go to the properties, one new page will open. This page and this page tabs, all these tabs are designed by the help of schema here, right? So it means your complete Active Directory structure is designed by the help of schema. Whatever the method and rules we are following to create, to delete, to manage the database, whatever the object we are adding in Active Directory, that methods and rules are designed by the help of schema. Like we know how to make client, how to make member server. So that method and that rules also is designed by the help of schema master. So that's why the microservice is saying your complete Active Directory structure is designed by the help of schema master, and the schema master contain rules and definitions here, right? This one. So you can see it in the slide, the microservice saying active schema is a set of rules which is used to define the structure of Active Directory, and schema contain definition of all objects which are storing in Active Directory, and schema is classified in two things. One is called classes and one is called attributes. Now what is classes and what is attributes here? So schema is classified in two things here. One is classes and one is called attributes here. So what is classes? The microservice is saying classes is called objects here. Now what is objects here? When I'm creating some user accounts, that is called objects here. When I'm creating group of user accounts, when I'm adding some computer to my domain, when I'm going for printer to allow the user to access, this is called what here? Class, objects here. Now I'm creating some user account, user 1 and user 2. Right? So can I change the user 1, user 2 passwords? Properties, yes. So whenever I'm changing the user properties here, so these properties are called attributes here. It's called what here? Attributes. So what is the actual attribute here? Whenever I'm changing the user properties, right? Or you can say properties of objects, whenever I'm changing, so that's called what here? Attributes here. Okay? So that's why the microservice is saying in the slide here, classes are, right, templates which are creating to objects, and attributes what's here? Attributes, properties of our object here, right? So please copy this page. But remember always, whenever you go to the interview, it will ask this question: sir, how the schema, how the Active Directory is designed? What is schema? So give the answer: the complete Active Directory structure is designed by the help of schema, and whatever the object we are storing in Active Directory, we are storing by the help of schema master here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, share folders we are not storing. First of all, last class I have already discussed. Share folders we are storing in DC, and IP address in the client machine already is there. Like preferred DNS is 10.1, alternate is 10.2. But your preferred DNS, your system 1 is not working, DC is not working. So then you have alternate or not here. The client is having information of second machine. So client will request to second machine to get authentication. Then user can log in. Yes, sir. Okay. I'm not getting your point. DC is down, IP address is not usable. Then what? Said no need to give any changes. Already your ADC are having IP address, na sir. On ADC we have IP. What is IP of ADC? 10.2, 10.2. If you want, remove the alternate address. Remove it, no problem there. Now go to the client machine, also remove it. But in the real time, we are not using the IP address on the client machine manually. We are taking the help of DHCP server. That we'll discuss later. Okay. Is done, finished. Okay, so remember here, the schema is a role. By the help of this complete active directory, structure has designed. The rules and definitions are designed by the help of schema. Schema is classified into two things. One is called classes and attributes. So till now, out of 5 roles, we have discussed 2 roles. One is naming master, one is a schema. Now these 2 roles, the experts are saying, in your whole forest, you can see this is my forest, and in your whole forest we have multiple domains, right? We have multiple domains, but which server is a forest root domain controller? Zoom.com. So this naming master and schema master role is available in forest root domain controller only, and these 2 roles are not available in other domains in the forest. These 2 roles are available only in forest root domain controller and is not available in other domains in my forest. So that's why these 2 roles are called forest while role. It's called what here? Forest. Why? Because these 2 roles are available only in forest root domain control only. It's not available in other domains in the forest, right? So please write down this one. So whenever you're writing an MCSC exam or going interview, it is asking this question also. Sir, what is forest while role and how many roles are called forest while role? So you have to say naming master and schema is called forest while role because these roles are available only in forest root domain controller in whole forest, is not available in other domains in the forest. Is done. Now come to the next role, third role. What is the third role we have? RID master. So please write down the heading RID master. So write down RID stands relative identifier. Relative identifier. FIER in the last. Okay. Relative identifier. Okay. Or you can say identity also, or you can say identifier. That is the correct word here. So please copy this page. Then we'll see what is the use of this RID master. Identifier. It's done, finished. Now come to the next role, that is a RID master here. So what is RID stands here? Relative identifier. So what is ID? Why we require identities? Why we require IDs for the person? To identify a person. For security reason we require IDs or not here? The same way, to each and every object, to each and every user in our network, in our domain model, we require security ID. We require one ID, and that ID is called security ID. It's called what here? Security. In short, you can say SID. So to each and every object in our network, we require one SID, and these SIDs are distributed by RID master, right? So the RID master's job is what? Distributing the security IDs to the objects, you can say. Now why we require IDs? Try to understand. When you're taking the admission in Zoom, the Zoom is providing one ID card or not? Now when you're coming to the attend to the session of MCSC, the security card is stopping, and what is asking? Your name or your ID card? Your ID card. And your ID card contain one number, and that number contain complete information of you, right? Like this, when you're taking admission in any university, that university is providing one registration number or not here? Now do one thing, go to one day to university information department and tell to that person, said this is my name, I want my complete information. They will give? No, they will say, sorry sir, in my server I am not having your information by name, I have your information by registration ID number. So if you give your registration ID number, now tell to that person, now give my information. That person will not ask your name, just give the registration ID number, and that person will give the complete information out of you. It will say, sir, this is your name, this university, this college, this year you are studying that. Complete information. The same way in our network, to each and every object we require one security ID, and this security IDs are distributed by RID master here. So now try to understand why we require security IDs. This is my domain, right? That is a zoom.com domain I have, and in this domain I am creating one user account by the name of U1, and this U1 user want to log in from this client machine. Can we log in or not here? But tell me, the user one, when as a user I am logging, what I am typing? I am typing number or I am typing name? Name. And this name and password is sending the request to server. But tell me, these computers, these servers are understanding these names? No, right? But we are typing name to log in, but backgroundly is using what? SID. Is using what here? SID to identify a user and to allow the user to log in. And these SIDs are distributed by RID master. So what the job of RID master is? Giving the pools of IDs, right, to domain first. RID master is giving the pools of IDs to domain, right? So example, I have a domain zoom.com. Now under zoom.com domain I am creating one user account U1, and this U1 user account is getting SID from your domain, right? So RID master is giving the IDs to domain, and domain is distributing the IDs to our users. That is called security IDs here, right? But if you ask to the user one, sir, what is your SID? So it will say like this, S-1-5- example 12345 1104. So this 1104 is a SID of my user, the last 4 numbers. If you ask to user 2, sir, what is your SID? It will say S-1-5- 12345-1105. So this 1105 is a SID of my user 2, you can say. But observe here, this number and this number both are same or not here? So this is called your domain ID plus RID master. And please don't separate it, don't ask, sir, where to where DID, where to where RID. Is not like this. Complete number is called what here? DID plus RID. And DID plus RID contain what? Your domain information, which RID master, which domain you belongs, and the last 4 numbers are called what here? SID of the user here. So that's why you can see in the slide is written here, right? It assign unique IDs, right, RID master, to objects to all created in the domain, and pools of relative IDs to all domain control within the domain. So RID master is giving the IDs to domain, and domain is giving the IDs to our users, and that ID is called what here? Security ID. So SID stands security ID, DID stands domain ID, RID stands relative identifier. Okay, so this one. So the job of the RID master is what? Distributing the SIDs to our users here. Now example, one day I went to the interview, the person is saying, sir, this is my domain. The person is saying, sir, this is my DC. In my DC, I created so many user accounts. We have this many user accounts. And the person is asking, sir, I want to know what is the SID of SAM? What is the SID of SAM user? So how to know this one? I want to know the SID of SAM. How to give the answer? Sir, where properties? Where I have to click? White place, here and there, right side, left side, where? Right click on SAM. Example, you're writing the notes and you're writing properties. So where we have to click properties, sir? Sir, when you're giving the answer, give me that correctly. If I'm giving notes, I'm saying, sir, properties. So when you're doing the practical, where you have to click? Which properties you have to go? So you have to say the correct there. So we have to, you're saying right click on SAM user account. Okay, then properties. Why? Because SID option is not available here. So that's why you're saying, sir, go to properties, sir. Okay, very good. Go to properties. Now we are in SAM properties. Now tell me, there are so many tabs are there. Tell me which tab I have to use to check the SID. And SIDs are like this. Remember here. Okay, SID number is like this. Okay. Now tell me which tab I have to use to check the SAM user SID. Accounts. Because SIDs are numbers. Numbers will come always in accounts. Okay. I will go to the accounts. Is there? No. Then profile. Okay, good. Is not there. Okay. SIDs are S for security, S for SID. Okay, good. Go to security tab. Where is that? It's not there, sir. Advanced. Okay, you're saying, sir, first tell me which tab I have to use now. Okay, you're saying, sir, last time you have said that go to view, go to advanced features. Okay, now go to the users. Now right click on this SAM account, go to the properties. Right? Now there are new tabs are there. Now tell me which one I have to use. Yes, sir. Environment. Okay. Is there? No. Then security tab. Okay. I went to security tab. But is there? No. Some permissions are there. Username also is not there here. We are in advanced only. Don't say once again advanced here. Second advanced is not available here. Sir, where? Bottom. Okay, here or here? Where? You're saying go to advanced this one. Okay. One new page will open. Now see, tell me, where is that?
Maybe we need to select another option over here.
Where, sir? Here. Which option? Tell me, I will go there. I don't know which option you're saying. You can't say, sir, go to here and there.
Schema admin.
Sir, don't go to schema admin. That is different. See here, I will give you the answer. If you tell one by one, I will check all these tabs. But you cannot see the SID of the user. Right? So SID of the user is not checking like this. Option is not available. If you want to know SID of the user, we have to use one command. By the help of command, we can check the SID of the user. But before running the command, you have to know something. You have to collect what? Username is what? SAM. Remember, this user belongs to which container? Users. And this user belongs to which domain? Zoom.com. So try to understand this one. But don't try to copy first, because copying is not a good thing always. First try to understand, then you can write yourself the notes here. First try to understand the command. Okay? But don't ask, right? Sir, what is this command? When I'm explaining, listen and see this one. So the command are very easy. Command is there. ds get space. You can type in capital letters, small letters, no problem there. Right? ds get user space cn. Cn stands common names here. Okay? Cn equal to your username, that is SAM, comma, without any space, again Cn equal to your container name. Container name is what here? Users. But if this user belongs to some OU, like marketing, account, so then you have to type OU equal to your OU name. Example says like this, right? But this user now in default container, so we have to type Cn equal to users. Then comma, without a space, DC equal to your domain name and NetBIOS name you have to give. So what I have to give here? Only Zoom. Then comma, DC equal to your domain extension you have to type. And extension is what here? Don't type the dot here. Only extension I'm saying. That is what? Com. Then space hyphen SID. Space hyphen SID. Now press enter. Once you press enter here, now you can see the SID of the user. So what is the SID of the SAM user? 1136 is the SID of the SAM. Okay. And you can see from this number to this number. This is called what? DID plus RID. This number. Okay. So like this I want to know the SID of the U1 user. Can we check? Yes, in place of SAM, command is same here. In place of SAM, we have to type here U1 enter. And you can see the U1 SID is what? 1149, right? But observe here, this number and this number, both are same or not here? Because this user belongs to the same domain and same RID master has distributed the ID there. Okay. So like this I want to know the administrator SID, right? And you can use this command in any machine, in any operating system. If you know this command, you can check your SID there. Okay. So I want to know the SID of administrator. Use the same command. In place of user, you have to type what? Administrator. You can find the administrator SID. But we have one command, shortcut command is there, not this lengthy command, but this command only for logon user. This command is for logon. Logon user means what? Who is working on this machine? Who is using this machine? Who logged? For that user, you can use this command. If I type this command, that user SID will show you, not other user. So now tell me who is working now on this machine? Administrator. So we can check like this. Who am I? Space slash user. Enter. And you can see here, which SID is showing? Administrator SID. And what is the administrator SID here? 500. And remember always, your administrator SID always is 500. Maybe your DC admin, maybe a child admin, or maybe a grandchild admin, or any admin. Always administrator SIDs are 500 here, right? So please write down the command. Please 1 minute here. So first we have to open the command prompt, then you can run this command. These are the two commands are there. You have to check. But in the lab, your domain names are different. So you have to type in place of Zoom, you have to type your domain name there. It's done, finished. Now come to the next role. So our next role is PDC emulator. So write down the heading. PDC emulator. And please write down PDC stands primary domain controller. PDC stands primary domain controller. Okay, please copy this page. CN or OU. Yes. Yes. Is finished. Now here, PDC stands primary domain controller, and emulator means acting here, and the PDC is doing 3 jobs here. How many jobs here? 3 jobs. One by one we'll check here. Now the first job of the PDC emulator is what here? In our NT operating system, your primary server is called PDC, primary domain controller, and your backup server is called BDC, backup domain controller. Okay, but from 2000 server operating system in 2000, 2003, 2008, 2012, your primary server is called DC and your backup server is called ADC, right? So the PDC is giving the information to our clients which machine is your primary server and which machine is your backup server, right? Which machine is your DC and which machine is your ADC. This is the first job of the PDC emulator. Okay, now what is the second job of the PDC emulator? Take the example of this diagram here. By the help of this one, we'll understand what is the second job of the PDC. Now here in my diagram, the system one is my DC is primary server. As administrator in my server, I'm creating one user account by the name of U1, and as admin, I'm giving the password to my user, that is zoom_123, and this information is going to store in Active Directory database. And after the account is created, as admin, my job is what? Update to user, said this is your name and this is your password, and log into the client machine. But my user is requesting one more thing. Sir, whatever the password you're giving to me, that is okay, but I want to change my own password. Give me the option. User is saying, I want to change my own password. So can we give the chance to user to change the password at first logon? Yes. So as admin, I have given the password zoom_123. I'm giving the option to my user to change the password at next logon. Okay. Now the user is going to this client machine, is typing his name and password. So name is U1, password is zoom_123. Once you press enter, now try to understand this one. Once you press enter, Kerberos protocol will take your name and password. It will forward the request to server, and server will check the account in database. Name and password is both are correct. The server will tell to the client, okay, name and password is correct, sir. Allow the user to log in, but wait. Once you press enter, now is asking, sir, give the new password and confirm password. So not only without new password, confirm password, this user can log on to this client machine, or this client machine will allow this user to log in? No, because admin has given the right, user has to follow. Without password, new password, user cannot log into this machine. So the user is giving the new password. The new password is ABC_123. New password and confirm password is ABC_123. Now tell me, the question is what? Once you press enter, this password will update to client machine hard disk or server hard disk here? This password has to update to server in Active Directory database. Then only the password is accepted, then user can log in. But the question is what? The user is not coming to server to change the password. The user is sitting in the network in any one client machine and changing the password, right? And this password has to update to server. So who will update this password? Here the Kerberos protocol not work for password. The Kerberos protocol will not update the new password from client to server. The Kerberos protocol only the work for confirming the name and password. So here the user password has to update from client machine to server. So here the PDC will come in the picture. So what the PDC emulator will do, the PDC will take the new password from client and it will update to server. It will tell to the server that this password is now expired. So the new password the user has set is what? ABC_123, accept this password. Now once this password is updated in Active Directory database, then PDC will take this confirmation from server and it will give to the client, and the client will allow the user to log in with this new password. So who is updating the new password from client to server? The PDC emulator. So if this password is not updating, the user cannot log into the client machines. If the password is updated, then user can log in. So PDC is taking the new password from client, updating to the server, then user can log in. This is a second job. So that's why you can see in the slide, the second line is written, all password update from the client, receive immediately update from the other domain controller when the user password is changed. Okay, this is the second job. Now what is the third job here? It synchronizes the time between the domain controllers. It synchronizes the time between the domain controllers, then replication will take place here. Now try to understand what is this. This is the third job. Now in my network I have a system 1 is my DC and system 2 is my ADC backup server. So if I create one account in DC, this account will replicate to my ADC or not here? If I create one account in ADC, this account will replicate to my DC, right? But who is replicating here? PDC, right? So what happening here? Actual PDC is not replicating. The Active Directory database is replicating from DC to ADC and ADC to DC. But before Active Directory database is replicating from system 1 to system 2, system 2 to system 1. So first this server's time has to be synchronized, because every computer, every server is having their own times or not here. So the time has to be synchronized. If the time is synchronized, then the database will replicate from DC to ADC and ADC to DC. And right now, the system 1 is DC, system 2 is ADC, both are in same location. Both are in same location. Example in Hyderabad. So now tell me Hyderabad, time and date, both are same or not here? So here the replication will take place after the time is synchronized, and who is doing this synchronizing time? PDC. Then the database replicate. But I have one question here. Some of the companies are having multiple branches in different locations. Like example, my head office is in Hyderabad, I have a DC. In USA, I'm opening the new branch. In USA, I want one backup server. In USA, I want one backup server. So can I keep DC in Hyderabad and ADC in USA? Yes, we can keep, right? But we require connectivity and communication. If the servers are in same location, we require LAN technology to connect. If the machines are in two different locations, servers are in two different locations, for connectivity purpose, we require WAN, we require internet line. So not only by internet line, can you connect anywhere or not here? Yes, we connect it, right? So now tell me DC in Hyderabad and ADC in USA. But tell me both the servers times are same here? No. But whenever I create one user account in DC, this account has to update to my ADC. Whenever I create one account in USA ADC, this account has to update to my DC. But the time zones are not same here. But here, what the PDC will do, it will take the India time, it will take the USA time, it will synchronize these two times, then the replication will take place here. Okay, so the PDC job is what? It's synchronizing the time between the domain controllers, then replication will take place here. So this is a third job. This is a third job. So once again, I'm repeating here. What is the first job of the PDC? Is updating to the clients which machine is primary server, which machine is backup server. Second job of the PDC is what? Whenever any user change the password by sitting on client machine. So this password has to update to Active Directory database, and these passwords are updated by PDC emulator. And the third job of the PDC emulator is what? It synchronizes the time between the domain controllers. If the domain controllers are in same location or in two different locations, then your replication will take place from DC to ADC and ADC to DC. So this is your third job. Any doubt? Okay, so till now we have completed PDC. Now come to the last role today. Write down the heading Infrastructure Master and copy this page. is done. Is over. Now sir, what is the job of infrastructure master? I will read the second line first here. It is used for inter-domain operation. Within the forest we have multiple domains, and infrastructure master is working for inter-domain operation here. Okay. Now, the infrastructure master maintain and update the universal group membership information. Infrastructure master is maintaining what? Universal group membership information. What is this? Now try to understand by using this diagram here. The system 1 is my DC, is my server, and in my server as an administrator I am creating two groups here. One is sales. In sales group I have S1 user, S2 user and S3. S1, S2, S3 belongs to sales. And I have one more group accounts. In accounts I have A1 user and A2 user. So A1, A2 belongs to accounts here. In my network I have one printer, and right now this printer is a share printer. And we have a client. The user can log into any client machine here. So to this machine I can log in as a S1, I can log in as a S2, I can log in as a S3, I can log in as a A1, or I can log in as a A2. Any user can log in. But tell me, when the users are logging to this client machine, the client machine is having any information, the username and password? No. Or the client machine is having any good knowledge, this user belongs to which group, whether the user can access the printer or not? No. So whenever the users are logging from the client machine, the client is sending the request to server by using Kerberos protocol. And what the server is doing? The server is requesting to infrastructure master to confirm the user group membership, right? So infrastructure master is having information which user belongs to which group. The infrastructure master is saying, sir, A1, A2 belongs to accounts, S1, S2 belongs to sales, and is giving back this information to server, server to client, then user can log in, user can access the printer. But after some time my boss is coming, is giving the instruction to me, sir, don't allow the sales user to access the printer. Don't allow the sales user to access the printer. Okay. So I'm applying the policy on sales group here. So I'm restricting the printer, right? So now next day when S1, S2, S3 is logging, the request is going to server. Server is requesting to infrastructure master, and infrastructure master is saying, sir, S1, S2, S3 belongs to the sales. And one restriction also is there. Take this restriction. So allow the S1, S2 user to log in, S1, S2, S3 user to log in, but don't allow the user to access printer. At the same moment, in this computer, can you log in as a A1, A2 user? Yes. We can log in as a A1, A2, and this time when the A1, A2 is logging, infrastructure master is updating to server, server to client, sir, A1, A2 belongs to accounts. Allow the user to log in and allow the user to access printer, right? So who is keeping the membership information? Your infrastructure master is updating to server, server to client, then user can log in. But after some time my boss is coming, my boss is saying, sir, please move this S3 user to accounts group. Can we move the S3 user to accounts group here? Yes. So now tell me, membership has changed or not here? So once the membership is changed, user has moved from one group to other group here. So now the infrastructure master will collect this information, it will update to server, server to client. Now infrastructure master is saying, sir, S3 belongs to what? Accounts. Allow the user to log in, allow the user to access printer here. Can we access or not here? So whenever any user group membership has changed, so the infrastructure master will collect the information, it will update to server, server to client, then user can log in. Okay. Any doubt? So till now we have discussed 5 roles of Active Directory, and the first role name is what? Naming master. Next one is schema, and these 2 roles are called forest wide role, because in whole forest these 2 roles are available in forest root domain, is not available in other domains in the forest. Okay. Now other roles we have discussed: RAD master, PD simulator, infrastructure master, and these 3 roles are called domain wide role. Because these 3 roles are called domain wide role, why? Because the reason is what? These 3 roles are available in every domain in the forest. Is available in every domain in the forest. Means these 3 roles are available in root server also, is available in child also, is available in grandchild, is available in soft.com, is available in ss.soft.com. These 3 roles So that's why these three roles are called what here? Domain while roles. Any question? Please copy this page. Is done? Now come to our lab today. The first lab we are going to discuss here today, transfer of roles, and the second lab is what here? Cease of roles. But tell me, when we have to go for transfer of roles here? When DC, ADC, both are working and we want to down the DC manually as an admin. So before downing, we have to transfer the roles from DC to ADC. So ADC will act as a DC. So for today's session, for today practical, in our labs, we require at least two machines. System 1 is our DC, already we know this one, and the system 2 is our ADC, and we know how to configure ADC. And system 1 domain name is zoom.com, system 2 ADC backup server domain name is what here? Zoom.com, right? So in the lab, you have two machines. System 1 is your DC and system 2 is ADC. Confirm it. If it is not there, we know how to configure, right? So please write down our first lab today. Transfer of roles. So please write down. We require two domain controllers. We require two DCs, or you can say domain controllers. We require two DCs. System 1, we require two DCs. System 1 DC primary server, system 1 DC primary server, and the system 2 ADC backup server. System 1 DC primary server and system 2 ADC backup server. In brackets write down domain name zoom.com. Domain name zoom.com, but in the lab your domain names are different, that you have to check here, right? So, but how to confirm I have two domains or not? So you can see here, by seeing this wallpaper, we have to say this is my DC. No. So you can do one thing, right click on computer icon, click on properties. You can see this is my system 1 machine, and the domain name is what here? Zoom.com. So not only by seeing this name, can you say exactly this machine is DC or ADC? No. So what we have to use? Command. So we have to go to the command prompt and we have to type our command, that is what? Net space accounts. And please today remember the computer names, that is very important, because the domain names are same here, but you have to know the computer name. So this is in system 1. So if I press enter here on system 1, if I press enter here, it is showing what here? Primary. So system 1 primary means this machine is my DC. Now if I go to the next machine, so you can see I logged as the administrator in second machine. If I right click on computer icon, if I go to the properties, this is my system 2 machine and domain name is what here? Zoom.com. But by seeing this name, we cannot give the answer this machine is DC or ADC, so we have to use the command here. So I'm sitting on system 2 and the command is what? Net space accounts, and see here if I press enter, and now what is showing here? Backup. So backup means this is my ADC, system 2 is my ADC and system 1 is DC here, okay? And this time we are going for transfer of roles, and always we are transferring the roles from primary server to backup server, because my primary server is having some problem, maybe operating system, Active Directory or hardware. So I want to troubleshoot. Before that, I want to transfer the from system 1 to system 2 to make ADC to DC there. And we have some commands. By using these commands, we can transfer the roles here, okay? And commands are very easy here, but we have hardly 9 or 12 commands are there, right? By using this, we can transfer. So please write down the steps. In system 1 DC, log in as administrator. In system 1 DC, log in as a administrator. Okay, then write down, open the command prompt, and write down the first command, net space accounts, and press enter. So not only once you press enter, what it will display, primary or backup? The system one is my primary, so write down dash primary. Okay, so you have to confirm first. If you type this command, net space account, it is showing what here? Primary. So this machine is my system one, is my primary server. Now we have commands, one by one you have to write, then we'll go for the configuration, right? And you can write this command in capital letters, small letters, no problem there. Okay, so write down our next command, NTDS-UTIL, enter. You can say NTDS utility, NTDS-UTIL. You can see on the board, you can copy from there, NTDS-UTIL, enter. Okay, then next what we want to transfer, roles. So please write down next command, roles, enter. Okay, then next we have to check the connections. So write down next command, connections, press enter. Okay, now we have to check the connectivity. We are sitting on system 1, we have to check the connectivity with my system 2. So write down this command, connect space 2 space server space. Now here what I have to type, SYS1 or SYS2? SYS2, because we are sitting on system 1. We want to check the connectivity with system 2. We want to transfer the roles to system 2. So type SYS2 and press enter. Now try to understand here before going next one. Once you press enter, if you are getting like this message in the lab, like RPC unavailable, RPC unavailable error, this is actual error. If you are getting RPC unavailable, so means connectivity is not there between these two machines. Replication is not there, connectivity is not available, that's why you are getting this message. But if you are getting like this message, local lockdown user connected successfully, so it means connectivity is there. Okay, now after the connectivity you have check, then we have to exit from this connection to roles. We have to come back from connection to roles. I am not saying exit from the NTDS utility, we have to come back from connection to roles. And how to come back? By using this command, that is quit. And how many times you have to type? Only one time. So write down quit, QUIT, enter. Okay, only one time. Now we are coming back from server connections to roles here. So now we have to transfer the roles. How many roles we have to transfer? 5 roles. Any role you can transfer first, any role you can transfer last. But at a time we cannot transfer 5 roles. One by one we have to transfer. And before any role name, we have to type transfer. We have to type what here? Transfer. Right? Example, I want to transfer naming master. So what I have to type completely? Transfer space, naming space, master. Right? We have to type. So write down. Next line, transfer space, naming space, master, enter. Now once you press enter, is asking the question to you. Sir, are you sure you want to transfer this role to system 2 server or not? Yes or no? Yes. So write down, click on yes. Now once you click yes, the successfully role is transferred. But some of the students are saying, sir, my typing is not good, or I don't like the typing. These big words I don't want to type. So you can use the, sorry, yes sir? Said this is not Cisco router, sir. Because in Cisco router, if you don't know the typing, means the correct word, you can type short names, tab, it will take full name. This is operating system. We have to type the name there. But we have one option, tab will not work here. You can do one thing, instead of typing transfer, complete word, you can type the first 3 letters. What is that? TRA, means transfer. Naming, NAM. Master, MAS. Press enter, it will accept for you. Okay? So you can use the shortcuts or you can use full names, no problem there. But once you press enter, click on yes. And it will give you the message also. said successfully it's transferred. So like this, how many rows we have to transfer? 5 rows, one by one. Okay, so please write down one by one there. I'm not writing here, you have to write there in books. Write down next row, transfer space, schema space, master. Press enter and click on yes. Transfer space, schema space, master. Press enter and click on yes. Okay, like this other roles also. Write down one by one. Transfer space, RID space, master. Press enter and click on yes. The next one, PDC, transfer PDC, only PDC. Transfer PDC, enter and click on yes. After PDC, don't type master there. Transfer PDC. Transfer PDC, enter and click on yes. Okay. The next one, last one, infrastructure. So write down transfer space infrastructure space master. Transfer space infrastructure space master. Right, press enter and click on yes. Now tell me, all 5 rows are done. If anyone is missing, you can repeat once again there. Okay, so we transfer all the 5 rows. Right, now we have to exit from this NTDS. So write down 2 times quit to exit, QUIT, right, quit 2 times. Okay, then write down verification. Now verification, in both machines you have to check. Okay, so write down in system 1, type net space account, and press enter. Now tell me, once you press enter, what it will display now? It is what here? Backup. That is good. So write down next line, in system 2, type net space accounts. Now tell me, in system 2, what it will display now? It will show you primary dash primary, P for primary. Okay, B for backup. So once your roles are transferred, so now your system 2 is, one is acting as what here? ADC, backup server, and your system 2 is acting as a what here? Your DC, that is your primary server. So transfer of role successfully has done here. So I will do it here. Please tell me, guide me. So this is my system 1 is a primary server. So what is the first command? NTDS UTIL, enter. We are in NTDS utility. Then roles, enter. We are in FSMO roles. Next, connections, enter. Okay, we are in connections. Next, what? Connect space, to space, server space, your next backup server name, system 2, enter. Connected, yes, it's giving the message connected to use system 2 using credential of local logged on user. That is okay. Then quit, right? Then TRA for transfer, NAM for naming, MAS for master, enter. And is asking here, sir, are you sure you want naming master role transfer to system 2 server or not? Yes, once you say yes, it's transfer, and transferring is very fast. But how to confirm really is transferred or not? Or again we have to repeat the command. You can see it. The naming master role now is working on system 2, but you can see here other roles are working on system 1, still is working on system 1 here. Okay, so like this you have to transfer. So next one, transfer schema space master, press enter, click on yes, is transfer. Yeah, then transfer RID master, press enter and click on yes. Next, transfer PDC, enter and click on yes. Then transfer infrastructure master, press enter, click on yes. All the 5 roles are done. Yes, then quit one more time, quit. Then if I type net space account, now observe here, enter, what is showing? backup. Now system 1 is backup. Now if I go to the system 2, and you can see system 2 earlier is what? Backup. Now if I type this NetSpace accounts, now what is showing? Primary. So successfully my system 2 is acting as a what here? Primary server, and system 1 is acting as a backup server. Okay, done. Now come to the next lab, write down the heading, cease of roles. But here you have to give the answer first. Now tell me, when we have to go for cease of roles command? When DC is totally down, right, is not working, is not functioning, and I want to convert this machine ADC to DC. So in this diagram you can see here, in the second diagram, my system 1 is totally down, is a primary server. That is my DC, and I want to convert ADC to DC. Then we have to take the help of cease of roles commands, right? So it means for this practical we have to shut down the primary server, because our primary server is not dead, is not done, but we want to complete the practical or not here. So first we have to shut down the primary server. So please write down steps. First shut down the DC primary server. First shut down the DC primary server. First shut down the DC primary server, or disable the NAC card. If you don't want to shut down, do one thing, disable the NAC card. If you disable the NAC card, so it means this machine is not in the network now. Okay, first shut down the DC primary server or disable the NAC card. But tell me, according to this diagram, which machine I have to down? System 1. That is good. But now tell me, see this diagram and tell me which machine I have to down? System 1 or system 2? System 2. Sure. Not system 1. First confirm yourself, then decide and tell me. System 1 or system 2? System 1. Who is saying system 1, please? That is correct, I think, but is not correct, because system 1 is now is not primary server. So please, when in the lab, that's why I have not given, read that one line. I have not say system 1, system 2. If I say system 1, system 2, you will be confused in the lab and real time also. So which machine is primary, you have to check, you have to down that machine, right, by using our NetSpace accounts. Now tell me, according to my diagram here, tell me which machine I have to down? System 2. That answer is correct, because now the system 2 is primary. So please in the lab don't say, sir, I am facing error because system 1 is earlier primary, system 2 is backup, right? I transfer the roles to system 1 to system 2, then I down the system 1, right? I am doing this configuration cease of role in system 2. That will be confused for you. So which machine is primary, you have to check and you have to down it. So which machine is primary now? System 2. I have to shut down this machine, right? Or do one thing, if you don't want to shut down, disable the NAC card, because that is the best, I will say, because my students are very sharp and very intelligent, because after the practical is completed, this will say, set system 2 is not dead, sir, we down, we want to on the machine. If you on the machine, is going to take half an hour time. So that's why best option is what? Disable. Whenever we want, we can enable. And how much time we need to enable? Just less than 1 minute, less than 1 minute NAC card. But if you off, if you on, it will take long time there. Okay, so please do one thing, disable, that is the best one. But you have to check practically which machine is primary. You can see here, I am sitting on system 2. If I type NetSpace account, what is showing? Primary. I have to shut down this machine, but I will not shut down. I will do one thing, I will disable the NAC card. So this is my network, I am disabling, and right now this machine is not in the network. So my system 2 is primary server, is what here? Not in the network. Which machine is left here? ADC. My system 1 is ADC. If I type NetSpace account, showing backup. So now I want to convert this machine backup to primary server, right? I want to convert this ADC to DC. So we have to perform these commands in ADC. So remember here, this cease of roles commands we have to perform in ADC to confirm to convert ADC to DC there. Okay, is correct? So what is the first point you written there? First shut down the DC primary server or disable the NAC card. That is correct. Write down. See here, almost the commands are same here. Only 2-3 places command will change here. So please write down. In ADC, backup server, in ADC backup server, login as a administrator. In ADC backup server, login as administrator. I'm not saying system 1, system 2. You have to check in the lab which machine is backup. Okay. Then write down next line. Open the command prompt. Then next write down command net space accounts. Press enter. Open the command prompt. Type net space account. Press enter. Now tell me, when you type net space account, enter, what it will show you now? Backup. So we are sitting on ADC. Once you press enter, it will show you what here? Backup. Okay. We have to confirm. Then write down first 3 commands are same here. Write down this one. NTDS UTIL, press enter. Then roles, press enter. Then connections, press enter. First 3 commands are same. Write down this one. NTDS UTIL, press enter. Then roles, enter. Then connections, enter. Finished? Now come to the 4th command. Connect space 2 space. Now tell me, write down connect space 2 space server space. Now what we have to type here? SYS1 or SYS2? SYS 2 or 1? 1, not 2. If I type 2, now tell me, don't write. If I type 2, what happening here? 2 is my primary server. 2 is my primary server. If I press enter, it will connect? No, you will get error. You will get error. We are ceasing. We are not transferring here. So when you're ceasing, we have to type our computer name. We have to type what here? Our computer name. So what is our computer name now? System 1. So write down SYS1. But for your knowledge purpose, do one thing. In brackets, write down ADC system name. But please, in the lab, don't type in the command prompt ADC system name. It will not work. Right? So this is for your knowledge. That is ADC system name we have to type. Okay. Then after that, write down quit. Now this time we are going for transfer or cease. Cease. We have to use the word cease. And all the roles one by one we have to cease. So first I want to cease naming master. So write down next line. Cease SCIZE space naming space master. And click on yes. Cease space naming space master. Press enter and click on yes. Now once you click yes, right? Once you click on yes, the process will start. But tell me, when you're transferring, how much time is taking to transfer the role? Immediately it's transferring. But here it will take some time. How much time? 90 seconds. Every command will take how much time here? 90 seconds. So this practical is time processing practical. You have to wait in the lab. Every command will take how much time here? 90 seconds. So what happening in 90 seconds? This computer is blinking the cursor, but this computer is requesting to DC, sir, are you alive there or not? But my DC is working there? No. So it will take some 90 seconds. Then this command will be execute. Then you can see, right? Win32 error. Win32 means my DC is not respond. And you can find now this role is working in system 1, right? So like this, how many roles we have to cease? 5 roles. So write down one by one all. Next one, cease space schema space master. Cease space schema space master. Press enter and click on yes. The next one, cease space RID space master. Press enter and click on yes. The next, cease PDC, only PDC. Enter and click on yes. Then last one, cease space infrastructure master. Press enter and click on yes. Cease infrastructure master. Press enter and click on yes. Okay, done 5 roles. Then write down 2 times quit, exit, QUIT. Then write down verification. We have to do verification in same machine. Okay, So write down in system 1, type netSpace account, enter, verification. In system 1, type netSpace account, press enter. Now tell me, once you press enter, what it will show you now? This machine is my primary. That is correct. So now this machine is acting as a what here? DC, primary server. Can I take one new computer? Can I configure one new backup server? Yes. So our job has successfully done. So we've seen 2 labs, transfer and seizure. But I have a question. After the practical is completed, my student will ask this question to me. Sir, the system 2, that is what? DC, is not dead. We down. If we enable the machine, if you on the machine or enable the NAC card, now if you type this command, netSpace account, in which machine? In system 2. So now tell me what it will display now. It is showing what? Primary, because this machine is primary. But tell me, in my network, can I create 2 primary server? Can I run 2 primary server by same domain name? No. So one has to become backup. So which machine? System 2. Because system 1 is vSeized. So system 1 is primary. System 2 has to convert to backup. But it will take some time. How much time? That time is called replication time here. It's called what here? Replication. The last class we discussed about replication. What is replication? If I create some accounts in DC, example here, if I create some account in DC, these accounts are replicating to ADC? Yes. Right? If I create some account in ADC, this account will replicate to my DC or not here? But in case if it is not replicated, then what? We have a connectivity and communication is there, but replication is not happening. Then what? First option is what? You have to restart here DC and ADC, both the servers. Then replication. Second option, wait for half an hour, maximum 180 minutes for replication. At the same time here also, you have to wait for half an hour, right, or 180 minutes. This machine will convert it to what here? Backup, right? You have to wait. Otherwise, restart both the servers. Then second machine will become what here? Backup. But I have a question. In case replication is taking some time, restart the servers or wait for half an hour. But the interview person is saying, sir, I am not having that much patience here to wait for half an hour and I don't want to restart the server. So what is the third option we need to replicate? GP update. Answer is wrong, because already I told that GP update only for group policy, not for Active Directory. I want to update the Active Directory. So then Microsoft is saying third option you have, that is manual. That is what here? Manual. So what we have to do manually, we have to replicate. That is called manual replication process. And we have some steps we have to follow here, right? So I am giving one more lab to you, that is called manual replication. But when we have to go for this lab, when you want replication, but you have to check both machines are connected and communicate or not, then you have to go for manual replication. So please write down third lab today, manual replication. But before going this manual replication, you have to check the connectivity and communication, and you have to enable the NAC cards. Then you can go for this replication, and you can do this manual replication from any machine, from system 1 or from system 2, any from one side. So please write down what is the heading? Manual replication, okay, between DC and ADC. So write down, check the connectivity and communication between DC and ADC. Check the connectivity and communication between DC and ADC. Now see here, I am going to my system 2 to enable the NAC card. Right now the system 2 NAC card is disabled, we have to enable. If the system 2 is off, you have to on it, okay. So write down, in DC login as an administrator. In DC login as a administrator. The next point write down, open the ADSS console. Open the ADSS. ADSS stands Active Directory Side and Services. Okay. Open the ADSS console. Active Directory Side and Services. But once you click, it will not open. It will take some time. You have to wait. It will be open for you. Then write down, next line, expand the sites. Expand the sites. The next line, write down expand the default first site name. Expand the default dash first dash site dash name. Expand the default first site name. Okay. Now see here, I open this page. We are in Active Directory Site and Services. We have option sites. We have to expand the sites. Are you finding the last option here? Default first site name here. You can see the last option here in this page. We have default first site name. So we have to expand default first site name. Now in that, write down expand the servers. Now once you expand the servers here, now are you finding two servers here? Yes, system 1 is zoom.com domain, system 2 also zoom.com domain. But I want to replicate from system 1 to system 2 first, then system 2 to system 1. Method procedure is same here. So write down expand the system 1 account. Expand the system 1 account. Then write down select NTDS settings. Select NTDS settings. Now see here, once you select NTDS settings, see the right side in the middle page here. We are in system 1 NTDS settings. Are you finding system 2 account here? That is called automatic generator of system 2. But we are in which account? In system 1 NTDS setting, we are getting system 2. So what we have to do, we have to right click on the system 2 account and click on replicate now. So it means the data is replicating from system 1 to system 2. So please write down next line, right click on system 2 account and click on replicate now. Right click on system 2 account, click on replicate now. Right click on system 2 account, click on replicate now. Don't right click left side, because left side also you have system 2, you will not get. Right side in automatic generated you have to right click. The right down, click on OK. Right click on system 2 account, click on replicate now and click on OK. And you have to get like this message. Are you getting message here? Yes. What? Active Directory replicate service has replicated with connection. So right like this, can we replicate the data from system 2 to system 1? Yes, tell me the method, what we have to do. Expand the system 2 account, select the NTDS setting. We have system 1 account here. Right click, click on replicate now. So data is replicated from system 2 to system 1. So this is the method and procedure for manual replication. Okay, immediately. Now, I have one question here. This is a really interview question. When you go, it will ask, sir, I have one DC, more ADCs, or one ADC or more ADCs. I want to know whether the successfully replication has done or not, or any server is waiting in the queue, right? And what is the last replication time, on which date the replication has done. So how to know this one? If anyone is asking to you, sir, whether the replication has done between DC and ADC or not, I want to know this one. Go. How, sir? Event viewer. No, event will not show you there. Guessing anyone? Please give me the answer fast, so we can finish the class. If anyone is asking to you, sir, how to know the replication has done between the DC and ADC or not? Please tell me loudly, and unable to hear to you. Event viewer will not work, sir. Create the new user account in system 1. Go to USA, you have ADC, and check that the account is updated there or not. Go to Hyderabad ADC and check whether this account is updated or not. You're saying like this, and you're saying, say, go to USA and Hyderabad and create one account, and come back to your DC and check whether this account is updated or not, and then give the answer, sir, whether the replication has done or not. So the interview person has to wait. We have to go from India to USA and then give the answer. Is like this? No, it will not work. So how to do it? By using commands. There are some commands are there for replication to check. So write down these 3 commands. I will tell you what is this. One by one. But these commands you have to complete, you have to run after your practical is completed. The first command, repadmin / replica REPL short summary, means we give information, right? Replication has successfully done or Not. Between how many servers? Between how many servers? There will give you the system names information. Then next command, replicate admin space slash show replication. So it will show you the information, how many servers are replicated, what time, and any fail request is there or not. It will show you date and time also here. Then last one, replicate admin space slash queues, means it will give you the information how many servers are in queues. It will give you 1 or 2 or which server is in the queue, in the line to replicate. If nothing is there, it will show you 0 there. So it means replication has done. Okay. So these 3 commands you have to check, but I am not running here now. But in the lab you have to run, you have to check this one. Or I will show you, just 1 minute here. Is done? Now see here, if I go to the command, so please tell me the spelling. What is the spelling? REP admin space slash REPL SU. You can type only some also, no problem there. And you can see here, it is giving system 1, system 2 is replicated, right? And there is a no fail. All the 5 requests are total completed, right? Next what? Rep admin space slash show REPL. Okay, good. And you can see here, it's giving the information your replication has done between which machine? Between system 1 is our server and our neighbor servers are what here? System 2 is. Replication is successfully done. There is no fail request here. Okay. Then what is the last one? REPL space slash QU EUE. See here, there is a no fail request. Item is what here? 0, means there is a no waiting in the queue. All the servers are replicated with our DC here. Okay. Write down one more command. You have to use this one. This is separate command, not for replication. Net dom space QUERY space FSMO. Now tell me, what is the use of this command? To know all FSMO roles are working in which machine? Maybe system 1 or in system 2. So before starting our practical transfer or seize, you can use this command. Okay, and check all the FSMO roles are working in which machine. Okay, this is showing, but it will take some time. Once you press enter, it will not give you the information. It will take 1 minute time. Wait it, then you can find. Okay. So today we have finished Active Directory 3rd class, roles of Active Directory, and 2 practicals you have to check: transfer of roles, seize of roles, and third one is what? Replication. And we have some commands you have to check. And tomorrow we are going to discuss our next topic, group policies here. Okay. So thank you very much for today's session. Yes, sir. Any question?
I have a couple of questions, not regarding today's class, but general questions. Can I use a 32-bit operating systems?
No, sir.
Or a 64-bit server?
No, sir. It will not allow you.
It will not allow. Yeah, just because I have one operating system which is a 64-bit operating system. So
No.
I guess I have to use that.
Yeah. Only 64-bit operating system will support 64-bit process.
And today's class,
Yes, sir.
yeah, the video file will be updated today in the evening, right?
Yeah, evening you will upload, sir. You will get.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Thank you.